And I just want to do a quick video here to give you some highlights of the cycle ahead and to wish you a happy Navaratri. It is the first night of this very sacred 9-day celebration. It's a celebration of Ma, of the Divine Feminine, of the goddesses Durga, Saraswati, and Lakshmi. So the first 3 nights are dedicated to Durga and her transformational qualities, and the following 3 nights are dedicated to Mahalakshmi for her nourishing qualities, and the final 3 nights of this 9-day celebration are dedicated to Goddess Saraswati, who brings knowledge and wisdom. So this 9-day celebration, and in Sanskrit, Nava means 9 and Ratri means night. So the 9-day celebration is really a junction point. It's a turning point, and it marks the battle between Durga and the demon Mahishasura. And the reason why this is significant is because this battle is taking place within us. It is a battle between dark and light forces. So always during the Navaratri celebration, and there are 2 main Navaratri celebrations, spring and fall, and then there are several more throughout the year at various junction points in the seasons. But this spring celebration for the Northern Hemisphere, and of course for Southern Hemisphere, it's a transition point of another kind. But this is a time of deepening our listening ability. It's a sacred time where you can really turn within and lean into your challenges and harvest much more deeply what these challenges are here to teach you. So this battle of light and dark is actually taking place within us right now and may even intensify in the coming 9 days. It's also a time when the Divine Feminine begins to wake up. Her ferocity wakes up. Her power, her potency begins to wake up. And this is a very powerful time to also plant seeds very intentionally. What are you wanting to harvest in the months to come? The Divine Feminine and her wisdom can really support you at this time with deepening that understanding. But here's the thing, you must lean in. And it requires silence and pausing and leaning in and listening very carefully. And especially leaning into any challenges that are arriving. Remember, challenges are really resources and gifts in disguise if we know how to work with them. If we know how to take the challenge and actually transform it into a resource. And that takes special resources and tools and often consistent guidance and support along the way. And of course, you can reach out to me if you need extra support at this time. But the new moon wisdom that I shared on my blog also has a creative ritual with it. And I want to encourage you to be working with that creative ritual at this time and even recycling it several times. It is a creative ritual for nourishment and deepening your connection with nourishment, being fed, and noticing where you're not feeling fed, where you're not feeling nourished. This is an important part of moving towards what works, what feeds you, and letting go of those pathways and those parts of yourself and your relationships and your choices that don't nourish you, that don't feed you and support you. Remember, this is a turning point, this 9-day sacred celebration of the Divine Feminine. It's a turning point for us if we choose to lean in and listen carefully. And if we choose to use it as a time for really understanding our deeper needs. So I encourage you to really take time in the coming days to pause and listen, to do some deeper harvesting, use that creative ritual that I've shared. And at this time of emptiness, the new moon, and the Vedic Lunar New Year, which really marks an entirely new cycle for the year ahead, and with Navaratri, there's so much potential right now. There's so much possibility. So there's a lot of seeds that can be planted if we do it in a very intentional and conscious way. So it's a time to uproot and really pull out the weeds within the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies, and to start to align with more nourishment and support. So in the coming days, I'll be sharing more resources for you and this journey, this process that we're all in over the next 9 days. And I will be sharing a special video series with you about the dark goddess Nriti, who is closely aligned with Ma Durga. And she pulls us from our dharmic path. And Nriti is infamous for keeping us from the connection with our inner wisdom. And she often does it through calamity and chaos and discord. So in my video series, I'll be sharing more about how to identify Nriti and when she's showing up, and how to align more closely with your Dharma, your life path, and your purpose, which is your deepest source of nourishment. Look for more in the coming days, and make sure you're on my newsletter list for all of the details. I'll also be sharing all the goodies here in this Facebook group, our Embodied Jyotish Astrology group. Share your experiences, share your process, share what you are noticing in this very sacred portal that's taking place as we move through this coming 9 days. I want to hear from you. So post below this video, notice what's arriving already, and pay very close attention to what that continues to bring you in the coming days. Hi, Anne, welcome. And what that message, that deeper message might be. So identify your challenges and move towards the nourishment, and make sure you use those resources that I've been sharing. And I want to hear from you along the way. Don't be shy. Post your experiences below this video and in the group along the way. And look for that video series that I'll be sharing about Nriti, the dark goddess, and how she pulls us from our dharmic path. Happy Navaratri, everyone. I hope you're doing something very nourishing this evening and attending to your self-care. Be well.